So we're here. Barbershop Talk, episode number 20 at the House of Experts, 728 Broadway here in the city of Patterson. 20 episodes. And listen, we're going to jump right into this. We have a great group of special panelists here with us today and some special guests. So listen, we have next to me the Senate President of the New Jersey Senate, the one and only Nick Scuteri. And next to him, we have our Senate mate, our Senate colleague, Joe Lagana from the 38th District. Oh, nice. Former football player, Fordham University, right, yep. Fordham football. And listen, people always ask, we haven't had women on the show. We have Marion and Trinacia here every show, so women are more than welcome to come to the show. But we have a special guest, the one, the only president of the City Council, Dr. Lalisa Mims.
Thank you, brother.
And next to him, we have the CEO of Zone 6, yes. Justin Wimberly.
Yes.
And down the line, the special guest, as I said, we have Councilman Louis Velez.
Yes.
School board candidate Chris Smalls. Councilman Robert Artist from Prospect Park. As always, Trinace Barbie. Yes. We have the one, the only Miss Fran, who is the president of this, the president of that, the president of this, and the president of that. From the East Side neighborhood and everywhere else. Fran Harrison. And then next, the mother of all sports in the city of Patterson, Marion Watkins.
Yes.
Who, she's not a lawyer, but she told me she won her first case today. So I don't know.
I heard that.
I didn't want to ask any questions, but I said if she went to law school, maybe I didn't know, but she won. She won a case.
It's knowledge from the project.
There you go. And back down there, we have the next manager of the New York Mets, Manny Martinez from school. All I can say is, Met fans, wait till next year. That's what they say, right? Wait till next year?
Like the Brooklyn Dodgers.
How much does Soto cost again? $785 million?
What a
$765? But what was your record after June? We're not going to go into the Mets this early. Yeah. But listen, I always said I love it. But I think the Yankees finished tied for first place.
The Yankees, salute to the Yankees.
Salute to the Yankees. And we got the Red Sox. So you got to cheer for us against the Red Sox, right? If you're from New York, Jersey, Tri-State.
I answer that by asking, would a Yankee fan root for the Mets?
Yes, I definitely would. Yeah. Wait, when they had Strawberry and Gooden and Kevin Mitchell, that was a group. That was just fun to watch. That was just good baseball. That was entertaining.
On the record, go New York.
Okay, there you go. There we go. Manny Martinez is going for the Yankees. We're going to win. Definitely. A couple weeks ago, hey, tell Orlando Cruz to call you up right now. I want to hear why the Mets collapsed. I just want to know the reasoning behind the Mets.
Buckets aren't big enough to fill with tears, man. It's just, yeah.
All right, well, listen, it's a great sports time of year. I started off my weekend 3 football games in a row. Justin, I told it, a great game, Paramus Catholic and DePaul Friday night. Saturday, St. Joe's and St. Peter's Prep. Wow. Unbelievable game, 29-28, and I'll let him talk about it a little more. They went for 2 with 6 seconds left, and Prep beat Joe's, but they were home. And Joe's also didn't have their starting quarterback, and probably my favorite player in the state, Nate Bailey. But I'll let Justin go on that a little more. So, Senator President, we're going to talk sports first.
Good.
Let's talk about baseball first. Your team?
Yankees.
So Yankees all the way?
I'm very optimistic with the Yankees. They should have won the division. Tiebreaker didn't go the right way for them. The Mets had a colossal collapse. I didn't want to say anything, but it was terrible. I feel confident about the Yankees. They got home field advantage in this first round. The Red Sox got lucky against them one time in the history of it, so I like the Yankees in the first round.
Okay. Who do you like in the NL?
I don't watch the NL.
You don't watch the NL? Okay, all right. Well, listen, I'm a little partisan. You know, I picked the Dodgers early in the year, but I'm a Yankee fan. But something about the Dodgers, I like, always like the old school Dodgers, like the Davey Lopes and the Reggie Smiths and Yeagers and those guys, Garvey. So, but Yankees, I think, got the momentum now. And Judge, as Joe, you just said, the mayor of whose?
The mayor of Barbershop Park. His first cousins with Aaron Judge.
Wow. Listen,
you shouldn't have said that. He's going to have people lined up looking for tickets.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's hard to escape, or let him judge, right?
So who do you like in baseball, Joe?
Yankees.
Yankees too?
Although I'm a Yankees fan and a Jets fan.
Me too.
But if they're not going to go all the way, I will root for the Mets and the Giants. So I got as long as it's New York.
Okay,
I
all
want New
right.
York to go. Yeah. I'm more of a big football fan, especially college. I love college ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely.
Joe played at Fordham.
I played at Fordham. Yeah.
With Eamon, our corporation counsel.
Yeah, so me and him missed each other by 1 year because I started in '96 and graduated 2000, and he started in '99. So we missed each other just by that 1 year. But Ray Redden, who's a he's a father was a retired judge. We played together.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And Ray his dad was a football player, a really good football player here in Patterson on the east side.
Yep. Yeah,
And he's always been a great guy around here. Yeah.
Joe and I went to the same law school, except 10 years removed.
Law school, Michigan.
Wow.
Western Michigan University.
Western Michigan. That's something. One of our staff members went to Western Michigan. Yes. Yes. That's something. And Dr. Mims, are you a baseball fan at all?
I'm not, but my mom is a Yankee fan, so whatever she roots for, I do. I'm a football girl, so
Okay.
my mom is a Yankees fan, and I would love to hear some tips on if you beat Eamon or not.
Yeah.
I would just avoid him. I don't want to get.
Eamon's a pretty big dude. Eamon's like 6'3", 255. Yeah. Stay away from him.
Cousin played for the Rams, no?
Yes.
Was it his cousin or his brother?
His brother played in the NFL. Yeah, his brother played in the NFL.
Yep.
Big dude, real big lineman. Yeah.
I would run away from.
Yeah, you stay away from those guys like that. Yeah.
I was a defensive back, so I just had to cover receivers.
Hey, let's jump into local sports. What's going on? It was a great weekend of sports. Don Bosco versus Bergen Catholic, #1 versus #2. Unbelievable game. Yep. So just fill us in real quick after the weekend.
Yeah, Friday, it was a big game up in Ramsey, New Jersey. Don Bosco Prep was home versus Bergen Catholic, who was ranked as high as #9 in the country. Right. Also, Bergen Catholic has won the last 4 state championships for parochial non-public A. And both teams are loaded. Both teams were undefeated. They had to be at least 10,000 people at this game on
Nothing
Friday.
like New Jersey football.
Nothing like New Jersey football. Kind of remind me when I was at Bosco. Probably the last time it's probably been that pack. I think we played a team called Mission Viejo, who Mark Sanchez. He's an alum, and when he was playing with the Jets, he actually financed their trip for them to come out here, and that was actually on the 10-year anniversary of 9/11. So I would never, forget that day. And we had over 10,000 people at Don Bosco. So just to see the atmosphere, good to see some of my high school teammates this past weekend was fun. But as far as the game is concerned, it was stars all over the field. We had kids from Patterson that was featured in the game. I believe 4 kids total, and they all played it, all starters between both of the programs. And you get to see the younger kids out there. So you see like Silk City Elite out there, and they're seeing the guys that came right before them. Shout out to their coaches that brought them up there to see that type of experience, because that's one of the best experiences that you're going to see probably throughout the entire country of high school football. But great game, low scoring game. Both defenses are really good. It could potentially be another rematch later down the line. They did play in state championship versus each other last year. But Don Bosco came out hot and walked away with the win, and they put the game away.
Listen, we're going to come back to you a little bit about upcoming games. I know that's because of the mix and matches of who beat who. The next couple of weeks should be really exciting for New Jersey high school football. Not tell anybody. I mean, everybody talks about Texas and Florida. Jersey, we have now the number 18 and number 19 team in the country. Wow. So Bosco's number 18, Bergen's number 19 in the country. In the country.
There's a lot of good football players.
Yeah. That's always
Bosco's coach is Dan Sabella, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he actually lives a couple houses down from me.
Yeah, Dan. That's right. Paramus guy, right?
Yeah. Our kids go to school together.
Oh, that's good. Dan's doing a great job. One of their best players is a Patterson kid, Makai Allen. He's probably going to be an NFL player.
Yeah, we
at some
got
point.
St. Joe's and St. Peter's Prep. St. Peter's Prep, they played on Saturday in our Zone 6 Classic. Unbelievable atmosphere. As you mentioned, St. Peter's Prep at the end decided that Coach Hansen went for 2, and that gave them the 29-28 win. But St. Peter's, this is their first time being 5-0 since 2013, and St. Joe's, as you mentioned, Nate Belly, Lamar Best, they didn't play in the game, so that's also maybe a matchup that could be happening
down the line. Imagine that semifinals. That'd be tough. And DePaul looked really good. The quarterback for DePaul is amazing.
And they get to play. They get the opportunity to play
each other. If you haven't seen the quarterback from DePaul, he's going to University of Washington.
Yeah.
Derek Zammit, my first time really watching him. I saw him in the past where the games were in the States, and it was 2 degrees at MetLife. But this kid is amazing. Every time a play needed to be made, a play needed to be made. And we have what's our guy's name from the future, the big wide receiver, my guy DeBose.
Oh, Kyron DeBose.
Kyron DeBose.
Yeah, he's on the rise, and DePaul Catholic, they also have a lot of kids that's from the city of Patterson.
Yeah, the kid number 2, Rob, was really good. He had a good game here.
Yep, Ramir, I believe last name is Thomas, and he's a senior. And
they had dudes everywhere, but we'll get back to that. Well, listen, we have to talk politics. Big election, November 4th.
Yes.
The most consequential election in Jersey in many years, because only New Jersey and Virginia have gubernatorial elections. Senate President, just stress the importance of this November 4th election.
Well, it's extremely important. The eyes of the nation are on New Jersey this next 2 months because of the fact that there are no other elections besides here in New Jersey and Virginia. And we have a tight race. Mikey Sherrill's a Democratic candidate. I believe she's going to be victorious. I believe she's going to win. But she's going to have to run through the tape. She's going to have to run hard and work hard. And the entire state assembly, who you served in, very important for us to be able to get any agenda through if the Democrats don't control the lower house. So I think we have the right candidate. We have the right message. Obviously, we need to push back against the Trump agenda. This is the only way the nation can see that. And I think we need Mikey Sherrill in the governor's office. But it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a tough race.
Joe, any advice for voters or anything just to express how consequential this election is on November 4th?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we always say elections have consequences. We all served when Chris Christie was governor.
Yes.
Benji, we served, I was 3 terms together in the state assembly before we went to the Senate. And we see what it's like when you have somebody at the top, and New Jersey's governor is the most powerful governor in the country because of the amount of power they have in the Constitution.
Yes.
So, when they have that amount when someone has that amount of power, they have a lot at their disposal. So if the wrong person's there, a lot of things that us as Democrats fight for just won't get done. I mean, we a lot of stuff that we fought for, time after time after time again, and Governor Christie vetoed and vetoed and vetoed and vetoed. It wasn't.
We had some great ideas.
We
right,
had
Joe?
tons of ideas. That when Governor Murphy came in, he signed, 3 or 4 dozen bills into law that were meant to help people. And here we are. But people can forget very quickly what the opposite is like. I just want to remind people that.
Think about Medicaid alone. Think about the impact of Medicaid alone.
Yeah,
so when you're talking about 300,000 people in the state of New Jersey could lose medical benefits, and let's not even SNAP benefits, and people for the locals, your food stamps, EBT cards, things like that. The impact of that and public education.
I just came from. I was telling you, I just came from a golf outing for Newbridge Medical Center in Paramus, which is the county hospital. It treats the most vulnerable, huge Medicaid population, mental health, addiction. They're gonna. I don't know if they could survive past 5 years if they don't get funding. It's sad. It's sad.
What Joe just said, elections have consequences. That's the most important aspect of what the wrong outcome will have devastating impacts on the communities that I think are important to us.
The most vulnerable communities.
The most vulnerable
Now,
communities.
I know, the importance, I worked with you with the legalization of marijuana and, how many people's, records have been expunged and getting a second chance in life. You think about that housing opportunities, like affordable housing. Let's talk about the impact of affordable housing and what they think about affordable housing on the other side of the aisle.
Well, they want to get rid of it. They don't think anybody deserves housing. They put them on the street and then lock them up. They just don't have the same outcomes. I look at, and this is what I was going to suggest to Mikey Sherrill tomorrow, is rather than running against Trump, run against everything that comes out of his mouth every single day. Every stupid idea that comes out.
I agree.
Because that's part of their whole shtick is to just throw so many things at the wall. By the time you react to it, they throw something else out there, and they throw something else out there the next day. And one thing is crazier than the next. And these things have consequences when you have the leader of the free world who lives up the street and lives really primarily in New Jersey.
It's amazing too. I mean, you talk about the devastation to New Jersey on the Medicaid cuts. Southern states, which I say red states, the poorest.
States,
I mean, those districts are so gerrymandered that they affect. The people's don't have their voices don't get heard because of how they're kind of split to favor one party, like we saw in Texas. Now we need 5 more Republicans.
The redistricting thing is a nightmare, and I don't even think people realize how ugly that could get. If you think about this is the United States of America, and this thing could definitely be this issue. Like Texas is a prime example. That just says it all.
Well, also some of the red states, not some of them, a lot of them, they survive. I mean, their state budgets are wholly dependent on federal funding. So, I mean, you take the poorest of the poorest states that rely completely on federal funding, and you cut all the Medicaid out of it. I mean, And these are their representatives are voting for
Yes.
these bills that take these services away
these
from
people
the
vote
people that
against their
vote for
best
them.
interest.
For
Yes.
them.
I mean, you know, I just tell people, you know, try to use your head a little bit when you vote.
Yeah.
I've had so many people that have taken advantage of a lot of these social programs, but
Yes.
yet they believe they should be voting Republican. I'm
Yes.
like, you understand
Yes.
that they
What's
will
at
get rid of the
risk?
very program that you depend
Yes,
upon,
absolutely.
and they don't see it a lot of times.
And
So
I think what we have to do, right, because it's make or break, we have to, like you said, through our governor candidate, Mikey Sherrill, she has to show them the difference, right? If you get him, you get nothing. If you get me, these are all the things that will still be on the table, right? We think about our young people with 4Cs, like Senator Wimberly talked about TRAs, EBTs, all these things that will happen with our youth, even coming to a place where they don't even consider the school funding formula, right? That we fought so hard for. They're going to make cuts to that. Let's talk about the senior programs. They'll make cuts. Medicare, Medicaid, so many things, police, fire, the things that we fight so hard for in our budget.
Fully funding the
Fully
pension
funding the
should be a pretty
pension,
big deal.
All
which,
of those things, they're saying no, because all it's for is for the billionaires. They could care for the less fortunate or the vulnerable. Everything is for the billionaires. They get richer and we get poorer.
Well,
so
we
that
talk,
should be the message.
we talk about property taxes.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
they always
Always,
Democrats
yes.
go to property
Yes.
taxes. Donald Trump took away the SALT deduction.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was the most
Yes.
important deduction
Yes.
that anybody in New Jersey had.
Yeah.
And then they have like the audacity to say it's Democrats' fault. They're the ones who took that tax break away from us. I
Yes.
mean, we're the ones with the
There's
problem.
never been a
Yes.
better spin doctor
Yeah.
than this guy,
It's
this
like, you know,
administration.
they're spinning like that barbershop thing.
Yep,
right?
yep.
Yeah.
Well-
one of the things that Joe mentioned, I think people aren't going to understand, is if Chitterelli wins, if the Republicans win, they are going to reroute public
Yes.
school funding back to the suburban
Back to the
areas,
suburban
to the
areas.
rich areas that they have, you know, and
Yeah.
they don't lie about it. They tell you what they're going to do. I mean,
Right.
this Project 2025 that came out before Trump became president, they spelled out exactly what they were going to
That
do.
he knew nothing
And
about.
they're doing it.
And now they're doing it.
Yes, yes. So listen, we're gonna get some local input. Lou, give me an update, Councilman. What's going on, Councilman Velez? Yeah. What's going on? You told me what's happening. How do we get our Latino brothers and sisters on board to vote in their best interest?
So if we claim that Latino vote in Patterson 73% Latinos, if we would claim that the county is 44% Latino, and it could go in every city in the state, Latino had to come out and vote. Immigration is in the line. Okay, it's real important.
Now, what is the impact, Lou? In Passaic County, this is an example. They have 3 Latinos on their ticket, 2 up for assembly, 1 up for commissioner. So what message are you sending to our folks? Are we just going to vote for our friends, or are we going to vote in our best interest?
No, we have to vote our best interest. We are roll all the way. I don't care if there's a Latino or not. I don't care if it's somebody that identify with my color, the nation, or what the flag that I carry. It's the values and the philosophy of the party. A lot of people vote based on the candidate. I vote on the philosophy of the party, and the candidate had to go along with that philosophy. And I believe that sometimes I say I'm conservative when it's something that had to hurt, if it hurts me, right? But when it comes to liberal, I have to benefit the people that really elected me.
And like you said,
And I
you're
have
talking
to-
about undocumented
Correct.
residents. City of
Correct.
Patterson, Sanctuary City.
Yes.
They've already said that, Chitterelli said he's going to get away with sanctuary cities. The students that we have here, you remember at the end of the year last year, became
Correct.
the attendance dropped drastically because kids were scared to go to school. Families were scared to send their kids to school. What message are you sending to folks who don't understand the impact that they have, and actually the importance of many of our undocumented residents that they have in our economy?
Well, I think that we have to step up and play. We have to be strong as Latinos and making sure the message go through to everyone that really the bad government is elected because the people don't come out and vote. That's the main line. If you're gonna think that you're comfortable, oh, we got this in the bag, and you stay home, you don't send that vote by mail, you don't tell your neighbor, go out and vote. Listen, come out of work, the poll is open until 8 o'clock, come out and vote before 6 o'clock, you get there to the school. We had to motivate them, and not only that, making sure that the Latino community understand if he's hurting, Trump is hurting the whole nation, nationwide, on broad, out of the United States, even Puerto Rico, even Dominican Republic, everywhere, you have to come out and vote for Democrat. It's the only way that we can move the city forward, the only way we can move the state forward. And if we're doing it good, why change it? Why change it?
Well, former Commissioner Martinez, just come on up, talk about the impact. I mean, you're an educator, by trade. You were in the school board for many years. Explain the impact of what could be cuts to, fair funding. You were on the school board when we were underfunded by over $300 million, and we had to cut 200 plus staff members and programming and athletics, name it. So what is the impact when it comes to education that you can send out to our community?
It's scary. The trickle-down effect that we can feel is startling to me. I mean, there's always been a notion of a voter apathy amongst the Latino community. And that's something that we have to reckon with ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves and ask, why do we feel this hesitancy to not come out and vote? Especially when those repercussions affect us directly. I mean, again, students suffer because of lack of resources that we fought so hard to provide for the last 12 years that I was on the board. And now all of those things are on the line. And again, it's a larger part of the Latino, problem that we face within ourselves. A lot of Latinos voted red. A lot of Latinos helped to put the man who's actually working against them in the position that he's in right now. So there's a lot of self-reflection, a lot of self-reckoning that we need to do, and we need to step aside and not just look at it as how it affects us, but how it affects everyone in general. It's startling, I've taken a step back to observe from a larger perch, and it's now more than ever I feel the need to double down and get involved and get people out there, because this is the only way. I saw a depiction of, and again, the percentages may not be accurate, but the population of people that sit out and don't go out to vote, well, my vote doesn't matter. But if you have millions of people with that mentality to say my votes don't matter, again, these are made up numbers, 7 million people go out to vote, but 20 million stay home and don't vote, you sway the election right there. And that's the message that people understand. Your one vote matters tremendously. And that mentality is something that we have to work to get past and encourage people to implore them to get out and vote. The stakes are too high.
I appreciate that. Thanks. So Councilman Artis, you're a councilman in Prospect Park. What message do you send out to a lot of young folks? I know you work with a lot of young people who work your campaigns and stuff, as far as getting registered still, because they can register up until October 14th. Yep. They can register electronically. You name it, it can be done. We made it, early voting is already started. They should receive their ballot in the mail. Just send a message out to folks who stayed at home, like Manny said.
Yeah, that's the key thing. I mean, people, like Manny said, if you don't vote, that's a vote for the other side. We saw, obviously, with Trump, it's unfortunate that people didn't understand. He said he was not going to do all these things. He's doing every single thing he said he wasn't going to do. So in my field, as you know, Benji, my whole field is Medicaid. Okay, so the people that I get complaints about are people whose family need Medicaid, whether you're at a nursing home, developmental center, you rely on Medicaid. They're worried now. And these are Republicans and Democrats. So in my field, my job is to handle high-level concerns from the governor's office. And my concerns are from across the board. It's Democrat and a lot of Republicans as well. People realizing that this is going to be a serious issue if you cut Medicaid the way they're talking about cutting it, and they're cutting it throughout the entire country. It's going to be a really bad situation. So in New Jersey, obviously, we need to make sure we get Mikey Sherrill in there. Jack's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. But what he's going to do is follow Trump's agenda. So don't let that nice guy fool you. He's a nice guy, don't get me wrong, but this is going to hurt all of us. So we got to get out there and vote, and believe me, I'm doing my part. I keep in my car, I have voter registration forms. I keep vote by mails, everything. If you ask me, I got it. So anybody needs it, I have it in my car.
All right, well, listen, Senate President, the Democratic agenda moving forward, you're the Senate President. What are some of the main priorities of the Senate and the state as a leader?
Well, I mean, just a couple observations before. I mean, the politics has become so nationalized, and that's what's driving, I think, a lot of times voters. I mean, if you really sit and think about the things that are happening in this country, it's terrifying. I mean, people are disappearing off the streets. Police officers are wearing masks under the guise of ICE agents. Votes are being taken away. People are being taken off the voter rolls. They're changing the demographics of congressional representation so that Trump cannot get impeached in the next. Just everything that he's done is really to tear away at our democratic values and democracy in general. And we were teetering on the democracy being gone. I'm curious if he's going to run for re-election. He's not supposed to, but he hasn't.
But he had a
ruled it
hat
out.
that said
he hasn't ruled it out.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, the
that's
guy.
pretty
I think they're
scary.
going to be taking him out in the box. He's not
Yeah.
leaving, and I didn't mean that in a bad way. I mean, he's not leaving without. I mean, look at the last time he tried to overthrow the government.
Yeah, and you think about how soon did people forget about January 6th?
Right.
Like, think about, you would think that would be the deal breaker.
Yes.
He pardoned people who beat cops to death.
Yes,
Yes.
they killed cops. And
Yes.
these people are pardoned.
And the
like,
chambers.
think about January 6th alone. You say that's a deal breaker.
Yes.
Like, you know what? All we have to do is, as Democrats, this reel to reel keeps showing January 6th. This is what happened. And you think here, even with some of our police officers, some were killed, and yet they've endorsed Donald Trump.
What about veterans? I mean, the way he
veterans.
treats veterans worse than, like they're worse than animals. I mean, he criticizes them. He calls them suckers. He talked about the Medal of Freedom as opposed to the Medal of Honor. He goes, the Medal of Freedom is better because at least you're alive when you get it for the most part. The Medal of Honor, usually you're all messed up and full of bullets and you can't even enjoy it. I mean, this is what
Somebody
he
who
says.
didn't serve the
This is what he
country.
says.
Yes, yes.
And then veterans will support him. I mean, I don't... people vote against their own interests, like we said, and also people are single issue voters.
Yes.
They may disagree with a million things he says, but like one thing.
Yes.
And they vote for him for that
still
one
stay
reason.
there.
It's really,
Yes.
I mean, he won the city of Passaic, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
he
I mean,
did.
it was because
Passaic County.
Why? Because of an abortion issue, right? Because people are very religious,
Yes.
and they don't like that one issue.
Yes.
Even though on the flip side, he's 100% against their values, right? So we have to weigh things when we vote for
He was
people.
pro-abortion before he was against.
Of course, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he's been on both sides of every issue.
He's where the votes are. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Wherever the votes are.
Whatever day of the week.
Whatever
it is.
day of the week.
But I can
Yeah.
tell you, as long as that we're, and I have both of you guys as colleagues in our caucus, we're going to continue to represent our core values and make sure our Democratic constituents get the things that they need to make sure that you guys are able to bring things home for your districts, to make sure that the school funding formula is funded, that we ensure that the pension payment is made every year so the people that honorably serve, the people of the state of New Jersey, are able to get that pension at the end of it. Those are the kind of things that we're going to ensure that continue to happen. But this election is critical.
Very critical.
Well, Councilwoman Mims, you are also the vice chair of the Patterson Democratic Committee.
Yes.
What message are you guys, as far as I know you're walking, you're knocking on doors, you're doing that, but like you said, single voter issues are a major factor.
Yes.
And we know that we face that here in the city of Patterson. I mean, women's rights have been under attack under this administration. The African American women unemployment rate has risen to an astronomical number. What message are you sending to our women voters, regardless of their color, as far as getting out here, getting involved, and voting in the interest of their kids and their grandkids?
So, like with women, I talk about maternal health. I talk about reproductive rights, that you have the right to make decisions with your own body that you choose. No one should tell you what to do. And then especially for single parents with children, right? Because there's so many decisions they have to make, whether they can pay for child care, after school programs, those type of things, those things will be impacted. So one thing's with the county committee, we talk about educating the county committee on what the real issues are. So when you're out, you're not just saying vote row A, because they've heard that before. They want to know, why are we voting this way? So we have to tell them what's at stake. You have a mother, you have a grandmother, you have an uncle or a grandfather. These cuts will impact them. Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security. We talk about children. If you have children in the schools, we talk about the programs.
But they want to raise the age. So
they want to raise the age down to 70.
Retirement,
And he bragged on that, the debate, right? Oh, I'm going to freeze at 70. But what about the seniors from 62 or 65 to 70? So now they're impacted by that. So you got to talk about the real issues. You're knocking the doors. And I tell people, let's take the time. Like, we're not rushing at the door. We're going to knock on the door. We're going to stay there. Let's talk about why you're on the fence.
Right.
Like,
How can somebody get involved with what you're doing as far as Patterson Democratic Committee? What do they need to do? Who do they contact? You,
So
Councilwoman Davila?
you can reach out to me. My number is 973-902-1957, or social media, Belisa Mims, or Chair Davila, Marissa Davila. She's on social media. You can call either one of us, either on the Passaic County Democratic page. We have links up there that you can click into and say, I want to support, I want to help, I want to walk. Last Saturday, we walked in the first and the second ward. We had the biggest showing of people that came out, and it was like county committee or anybody, we need you out. And we stood and we talked for a couple minutes. The chairman was there, Chairman Curry showed up, Congresswoman Post showed up, the candidates were there as well, and we talked about the importance of why they're
You make
going
me
out.
feel bad. I went to a football game.
No, I had you covered. I had you covered.
I was politicking at the football game.
They need you at
Yeah,
that
they
game.
need me at that game, Mike.
When I'm there, my big
Listen,
brother's there, so
I was knocking our hands. Like, this is a hell of a game right here. I was
got
impressed.
you. Your name is all over the stuff. I'm like, make sure my big brother is at the top of the ticket.
Well, listen, we got 80,000 registered voters in the city of Patterson.
Yes.
The voter turnout is expected to be around 20,000 to 22,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shake the tree.
We're shaking
Shake the tree for the kids and everybody else. Just figure out and let this be the biggest voter turnout ever. And like you said earlier, in Passaic County, we lost to Donald Trump.
Yes, we did.
And I thought it was this has to be an error because it was electronic when I saw it. I go, this
Yes.
can't be right.
Yes.
And like you said, the city of Passaic, losing the wars. In Patterson, we lost the 6th ward.
Yes, we did.
Like, so you think about single voter issues and also market it and speak into folks that they understand what you're talking about.
Yes, yes.
And like I said, social media can be a plus. TikTok, Twitter, IG, Facebook.
Yes.
But it also could work against us.
Yes, it could.
And I think that sometimes is where you got to get to the root of thing. And I've said this a million times.
Absolutely.
The Dunkin' Donuts, the cleaners, church,
Supermarkets.
sitting down at supermarkets, dinners, having folks having those intimate conversations about. This is really why we need to get out here.
I've been talking to, like, a lot of times I find, and I know nephew could attest to this, like when I'm walking and you see like the gatherings like in front of the stores and people consider they're loitering, but I take the time to talk to our young people when I'm going to the store. I see them out there chilling on the block, and I'm like, hey, this is an election coming up. Are you registered to vote? Some of them are, but they have not voted, and then some are not. So
well, the one thing we could thank Kenyatta Stewart for. Kenyatta Stewart did an amazing job getting folks registered to vote who normally would not vote.
Absolutely.
And I said, when I saw him showing up to places that most people didn't show up, I knew that he was going to have a major advantage. And, and you can't be afraid to touch hands that just don't look like yours.
Absolutely.
I think that's a major issue that folks don't want to have a conversation with regular folks, or they think you're an elected official, so you can't have it here, and they laugh, like my job, regular day to day, I keep my door open.
Yes.
That's it. And do I always want to have those conversations in the parking lot for 20 minutes? No, but that's my job. That's what I have to do. I'm like, oh, my coffee's getting cold, right? And they know. I'm like, all right, well, just sit down and let me finish my coffee. That's it.
Like, my back seat is packed, right, with all this Democratic stuff. Vote A, I got everything. My mother's like, clean your car. I'm like, after November 4th.
All right, well, I'm not putting no pressure, but I know we need to have more than 22,000 people vote come November.
Yes.
And we have a school board candidate, Chris Smalls. Chris Olva is one of my former football players at Patterson Catholic, coached with me at Patterson Catholic, and coached with me at Hackensack. Now he's a coach at Eastside High School and a teacher in Irvington High School, a certified public accountant. So if you need your books done, throw that in there too. Go ahead, Chris, give us a quick spill.
Well, first and foremost, just like to say I'm thankful and grateful for the invite and opportunity to be on the show, this great platform. I'll take the time to kind of announce that, yes, I, Chris Small, will be running for school board, Patterson Board of Ed Commissioner, ballot number 5E, and just give you 5 reasons why I think I'll make a great candidate. 1, I'm an educator. 2, I'm a teacher. 3, I'm a coach. 4, I'm an accountant, like he mentioned, and also I'm an advocate. So that's a long life educator, classroom teacher, high school football coach, and once again, a tax accountant. So if you need your taxes done or some business advice, I can help you with that. ASW Financial, located 80 Ward Street, downtown Patterson. I've been working with the community, working with individuals and small business, financial literacy, trying to make sure everyone's financially responsible and taking care of their finances. And I'm also active in the community as a community activist, whether it's charity or donations or being a volunteer. So I think all those things.
I'm not apologizing for a shameless plug for one of my guys. I'm not getting way out here with a whole bunch, but one thing I can vouch for him as a young man.
Yeah.
And I can say this: Chris came to me at Patterson Catholic, never played organized football, was a soccer guy, and Chris asked me a couple of months ago, Coach, why didn't we ever have soccer at Patterson Catholic? I said, I'm the reason you didn't have soccer. We were not sharing that field with anybody. So my great Jamaican lineage of my Jamaicans coming out and turning to football players, you, Dwayne Wilson, Cherry Lewis, all scholarship football players who never played football in their life till they came to us. So I think that also attributes me to being a great coach also.
Thank you for that. And over the years, you've wear many hats.
And also as an assistant coach, I mean, I remember when you got out of college, I brought you on right away.
Exactly. I was gonna
and you
mention
could
that.
relate to the kids.
Yes.
And you know me, I wasn't that guy who was going to relate all the time. Just get at an old school, and you guys could sit and have those conversations.
Yes.
And the kids open up to you. And I can honestly say, you probably saved some kids' lives. Like literally, you help kids with their SATs, you help kids with personal stuff that you younger guys who I brought on, the trips and all them, understood. So good luck with your ballot position.
Ballot number 5E. Wrote for me, Christopher Small. Once again, educator, teacher, football coach, business owner, tax accountant, community advocate. And I'm thankful and grateful to be able to call you coach. You've been a great impact and influence on my life. And as a coach myself now, I realize the role that we can play in
God
lives.
bless you
said.
now. I don't know.
You said, we do it
I
all.
struggle. Like, I'm on the sideline cringing when I come out and watch
Like
you
you
guys.
said, we're big brothers, we're counselors, we're mentors. We do a lot to save the kids, not only on the field, but off the field as well.
And I think that experience makes a difference. I mean, Chris, you've been in my office when kids won't leave to 9 o'clock because they're waiting for me to go get food. You know, and people don't understand how important that is. Is that, you know, we had kids who we literally fed every day. Or the Sunday mornings at Patterson Catholic when we did what? Wash clothes. All you had to do was bring change. I said, look, you can wash all the clothes you want, but you got to bring your own quarters for the dryer. That's it. Just dry your
big
clothes.
role coaches plays is those rides home. After those late practices and late nights in the weight room.
We had kids all over the place.
You have to pile kids in the car and get them home
Newark,
safely.
East Orange, all over the place. But
well, you know what's important that you have to mention that people probably don't know? When you're voting row A across the board, you got to flip the ballot over to vote for school board. It's on the back.
Yes.
So you got to make sure you
Please
tell
flip
people
that
that.
ballot
Vote by mails. Vote by mail. Make sure
you're
it
not
don't
registered to
disturb
vote. Register to
Flip
vote.
those ballots to the back and vote for those three school
I
board
appreciate the
candidates.
support. Mail-in ballots, make sure you get those
Yes.
in. Like she said, if you go into the booth, flip it over, 5E. That's what you see, and it's Christopher Small that'll be on the ballot. So yes,
And early voting will be starting on October 25th.
25th.
October 25th, usually at the Heritage, which is the old Alabama Projects, and the McBride Avenue Firehouse. So you can early vote anywhere in Passaic County.
Yes, you
so
can.
we
Yes.
will post the early voting sites.
Yes.
You don't just have to vote in Patterson. You can vote anywhere to get your
Passaic
early
County.
voting
Passaic
in. With,
County.
yes, anywhere out. But we need
Passaic
to get out
County.
here. And the one goal I do have, Vice Chair, is that we will not let this county be red.
We will not.
We will not let this. We will not
will
have that
not.
situation.
We will not.
That's why we'll come together. Like I said, it's like a family. You can have differences, but sometimes you got to keep it at the kitchen table. Like so, we're gonna argue, and then when we get outside, straighten your face up.
That's it.
You know, we need some people to start straightening their faces up and stop going at each other with the craziness because, oh, this person didn't give me a free ticket to the beefsteak or whatever it may be. And I told people, they go, you don't do a lot of fundraising in Patterson. I said, why? Because everything's free. They said, nobody wants to pay in Patterson. I told, I love my folks. Not you marrying, of course. Not you marrying. No, that's it. Let's get that right.
Now, it is called a fundraiser.
Yeah. No, mine are fun. Razor, that's here in Patterson there. But listen, like as we wrap up, we're gonna go some more sports before we go out with some predictions. A little rapid fire to go down the line. Super Bowl. Who do you pick? Now I got to be full disclosure. I did pick the Ravens.
Oh my God!
Oh, no.
I picked the Ravens. I thought Lamar was gonna have, and I'm not giving up on Lamar yet, but I had given up on the Ravens. But let's go. Super Bowl prediction.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Buffalo.
Buffalo's due. Wide right and how many 4 Super Bowl losses? They're due.
I think they're gonna do it this year.
Josh Allen is different.
I did have hopes for the Lions too. I thought Detroit was gonna do
we have one of my former players. Aquadine Muhammad plays for the Lions, so I'm a super Lion cheer.
I like Detroit. Detroit. But I think the Bills are just, I think it's time.
The Bills they're overdue. They lost how many times?
Yeah.
4.
They lost 4. They didn't win one.
Yeah.
They got one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and they still
he's
can't
special.
get back.
Yeah,
he can't get back.
He's good.
Yeah. Well, Mims, you say you know a
Well,
little bit of football?
I'll tell you one thing: you put him on the Jets, and he won't win a game.
I'm personally rooting for Shador Sanders. He's still on the bench, but I think Kansas City Chiefs is going to take it this year.
Kansas City Chiefs, okay. Jess, I know you have to switch up a little bit. Did you go with Ravens too?
I did go with the Ravens. I am going to switch up, and I'm going to go with Detroit. I'm actually going to go with Detroit. They're playing, really well. Of course, they got to a slow start when they lost to the Green Bay Packers, but they're seeming to click on all cylinders now. So as long as they can stay healthy, I think Detroit has a really good chance to win.
And listen, last night, the late night 40-40 tie, we talked about this before it started, like something has to be done. But I'm disappointed in Green Bay. I literally had to bet the house on Green Bay last night. Like, they're going to come in here. Parsons going to have like 3 sacks. They're going to blow them out. And you got to give Dak Prescott his due. Like, I'm an official Cowboy hater, right? But they played really well last night. They played really well.
And they could have folded in the first quarter. It was 14
played well at the time.
They could have won. They could have folded early, you know, but you know they kept fighting for sure. You know, it was a very energizing, energetic game for sure, back and forth. Who doesn't like to see 80 points in a football game?
I'll pay for an 80-point game. But Manny, we were at MetLife yesterday. It was 85 degrees at MetLife yesterday. We were sweating like crazy. But what do you think? Come on up about Jackson Dart and the energy. I know you're a Giant fan. The pregame alone, when he came out during the pregame, I had not heard it that loud since, you know, like Vic Cruz, like with Cruz and different people. Like the stadium and the Giant fans are a little more reserved than Jets. Now the Jet fans are nuts. I love the Jet fans. But just talk about the energy of that game yesterday.
It felt like the old MetLife. It felt like it hasn't felt in quite some time. You know, Jackson Dart came out and he's getting the crowd pumped up, and he delivered. First drive, moved them down the field, scored 6. The defense played tremendously. The offense, you know, fell back a little, but the defense did their part. It's exciting. It's
my man with the pick. You got to talk about the guy. You won't call him sexy Dexy.
But Dexy made the pick, and everyone in the crowd, sexy Dexy. I'm not calling him. It's a little strange for a grown man to call another man that.
Man, it was nice.
The defense played out of their minds. And
Carter played well.
The whole team played well. You know, and again, it gave us hope as Giant fans that maybe this year,
change
we'll start to come around.
And sometimes it just takes a change. I mean, Uncle Russell will be on the sideline if you need him.
And kudos to Winston and to Russell for playing the part. They were congratulating. I was paying attention. They were high-fiving, came off the field. They were supporting the team, so they put the team ahead of themselves. And that was nice to see. So
Cam Scattermove too.
Oh, he's a beast. Oh, he's a beast. He's fun to watch.
When he played Arizona State.
Oh, he's so fun to watch.
He was a 5th round still. I believe 5th round, 4th or 5th round.
If you watch him in college, he just run people all over like a bulldog.
And then he's flipping and it's like a rock'em sock'em.
He's a football player.
He's meant for the tri-state area. Like he's built for the tri-state this area.
Him and Jackson Dart, you'll probably see them in a lot of commercials together. You know, you haven't seen like in the backfield, probably since Brandon Jacobs and Eli being back there to have that much fun in the stadium. So to see when they first called him out to start lineups, Dart was first, and then Scatterbo. So they both had the biggest chance.
They have personality, they have charisma, they have all of the things that are very marketable in this area. So
can we say one thing about MetLife? As far as being an advocate, for sports and everything, they have to change the turf. Because they do have a promising star of neighbors and that's why it's important to use your platform. So like someone like Odell to speak up. There's been a lot of MetLife injuries and neighbors.
Aaron Rodgers,
Rodgers tour. I think MetLife has to go.
Grass.
To
grass.
They're
going to have to go grass anyway for the World Cup.
Yes.
So I saw that today that they have to have natural grass.
Yeah,
but what they do in the stadiums is they roll grass over here. But I think we have enough money that I think we should have natural grass.
Yes.
And we've been up where was it? Miami? You remember how nice that grass was down there? Natural grass. So
I think it should just become it should become a league then.
We should have. Oh wait, MetLife was more than Dallas Cowboys.
I was there when we negotiated the deal. It was a terrible deal. Yeah, we don't even have a roof, nor do we have a suite.
Well, the players need to know the players need to know.
Buffalo, but my head, Philly's still tough.
Philly's tough.
And I'm a Saquon guy. Full disclosure.
Only problem I think at some point
I was all right with him until I saw him on the billboard.
The Eagles passing game is going to catch up to him. It's going to catch up to him. So what about the Jets tonight? Jets and Dolphins. Who we got?
Well, Jets. I mean, I always got to listen. The Jets lost to the Steelers, and they lost last week.
It was a good game, though.
They lost by last-minute field goals. I mean, and the Steelers field goal was like 64 yards. So they played well. But
they're down 3-0 right now. Going into the second quarter right now.
Yeah, but how ironic is it that they lost to the guy they just got rid of?
I know. I really wanted them to beat the Steelers. I really did. But
He gave Aaron Rodgers up, and then he beats him anyway.
No, they got it.
What, 41 years old?
Yeah. Listen,
I don't know how he does that.
They got to get the analytics and throw them in the garbage. The analytics, it's ruining football. They keep going for stuff on fourth down in the first quarter. They're going for 2-point conversions when they can get the point on
Not working.
just go for like traditional football. I think that's how you get back to
Listen, the
winning.
only thing I say about the Jets, if you haven't been to MetLife, there's no tailgate like a Jets
Oh,
tailgate.
yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
the fun and the energy.
That's all
at
they
MetLife
got.
whenever, the tailgate is great. Nobody, Giants are like Grey Poupon.
Oh, yeah. No, do you need a security detail to get to the front door?
Yes. Jets should make it hit upside down with a can or something like that.
Yeah.
Eagle fans, nuts.
Yeah.
We went down to Philly last year for the Eagles and Steelers game. Just to get in the parking lot, almost 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like, they're nuts. And the fans were just crazy.
Yeah.
They were crazy. They were different.
The old stadium used to have a jail cell in there.
Yeah. They threw batteries at Santa Claus. Hit Santa Claus upside down with batteries, you know?
Poor Santa.
I wouldn't wear a visitor
Poor
uniform.
Santa.
No,
With a battery.
Leave that home.
So listen, we're going to close out. Just want some closing comments. We'll go down the line. Senate President?
It's great to be up here. Great to spend some time with you, Senator, and keep up the good work.
Appreciate you. Thanks. Yeah.
The only thing I have to say is I'm very happy you joined us in the Senate. We worked together in the Assembly for a couple terms.
Yes.
I know it was, we were, it was a little tight getting you there, but I'm glad you got there because I couldn't ask for a better partner. Obviously with Nick and the rest of our colleagues, but I represent right next door. I'm in Paramus,
Yes.
but District 38, touches right across the river. So we have a lot of things in common. And I've been in the legislature for 12 years now, and we spent a lot of time in it together. I'm just glad that all like-minded people wanted to do good for the people we represent. So I'm just very happy you're here.
I want to echo those comments. Senator Wimberly is doing a great job.
like
Really
that.
couldn't ask for a better
I like the ring of
person.
that.
Yes, me too. Me too.
You're doing a great job. Everybody loves you. Doing a great job.
Listen, me and Joe got an inside, but thank you, Joe.
Listen, he's more popular than me in Burton County too. By the way,
I ain't got a lot. They know me at Chit Chat as a regular.
They know that.
Every year. But
Yeah.
I love Bergen, as you know, and I represent 2 Bergen
Yeah.
towns. But
Yeah.
obviously, they know me at most football games
Yeah.
and basketball
They
games
do.
and stuff. But I'm a little older than you, Joe, so that may be
Look,
part of it.
listen, I just pull a car around when he's ready and I drive him around.
But I like the ring of that. I like Senator Wembley.
Yeah.
I like every time I hear it. I
Give
like
us some closing comments.
I
No
like the ring of
pressure.
that.
No pressure on
No
you.
pressure. But I just want to say, so many times we come into these spaces, right, where we come and we talk politics and we talk about sports, but no one ever says thank you. So I want to say thank you to the 3 of you, because the money that Patterson receives is because of your great work and others. And I just wanted to say thank you, because Patterson stays afloat because of everything you do. As you advocate and fight for us, our community continues to survive and thrive. So I just want to say thank you. Patterson, row A all the way, flip that ballot over and pick those school board candidates. We have to win. We have no other choice. Make a break. We have to get Democrats in those seats.
Just give us what's going on. I know there's big game in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes. We'll be hosting St. Joe's Regional versus now #1 Don Bosco Prep at St. Joe's, located in Montville. And when you come to a Zone 6 event, it's not your traditional high school football game, right? It's a collegiate or professional atmosphere. So I know it's different for the audience to understand what's happening, but this is some of the things that are happening at the next level. But while I'm up here on the platform, and since we have a platform of over 3 million profile followers or viewers per month, I just want to encourage our young voters to vote. Get out, get registered first. Let's start there, right? And just roll A all the way.
That's
and go from there.
Thank you. Well, listen, people ask me, I'm a father of 4 boys, all involved in sports. So when people go like, you didn't make it here, and Joe, I know you can relate to this. Like, I never regret missing a Little League baseball game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never regret missing a play.
Yeah.
I didn't like back to school night too much.
Yeah, those aren't fun.
No, those aren't fun. Not when your kid is the kid who's like, he never sheds
Acting
up.
up.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
acting
fine. But listen. Those are the things that we are representing. Those are the things that we're fighting for. The senators have laid it out. Our council president has laid it out. Justin's talking about it. All of our special guests. You have to get involved in the process.
You do.
Now, we're telling you, and I say this many times, we're not asking you to, go on vacation with anybody or become best friends with anybody. You're not going to agree with everything with everybody, but vote in your best interest.
Yes.
And me personally and my family, we will be voting for Mikey Sherrill.
Yes.
And Dr. Dale Caldwell for governor and lieutenant governor for the state of New Jersey. And we'll be going row A all the way in Passaic County, and we'll be with the Bergen Dems there.
Yes.
And up and down the state, we have so many of our colleagues who are up for election.
Yes.
We need them in office
Yes.
so we can move things forward across the
Together.
board, from the assembly to the Senate to the governor's office. So please understand the impact that it has. Like I said, you're talking about credit rating increases. How many times have we had 11 credit rating increases?
They went down 11 under the Republicans and went up 11 with the Democrats.
Yeah, so these are the things when they're talking about property taxes and things like that, and understand when you talk about school funding, like the least of do not always get.
Yes.
And for 7 years when we worked with, Republican governor, Patterson was decimated.
Yes.
I mean, totally decimated.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
was.
$300 million plus dollars, 200 plus jobs. We still haven't made up for those losses.
Right.
And you're talking about places like Patterson and Newark and
Yes.
even some of the suburban areas with schools over 100 years old. Nobody should be in a building that's 100
That's
years old.
right. That's
With no
right.
air conditioning.
Yes.
And here in the
My old high
wintertime.
school still
Yeah,
no air conditioning. Linden High School.
Folding
Still there?
tables,
Yes.
folding tables. I mean,
Yes,
you know.
it shouldn't be here. Don't have whiteboards.
Yeah.
Do not have the technology. Do not have Wi-Fi. These are the fights that we're here for.
Yes.
And when you talk about health care, they laid it out for you. Like 300,000 people losing, Medicaid. SNAP benefits. And I
Yes.
make it perfectly clear.
Yes.
That's the EBT card. That's
Yes.
food stamps, whatever you want to call it here. But most importantly, like you really have to morally look at this election and say, is this the right thing I'm going to do? Or you just vote for sound bites again. Are you going to vote against the best interests of your neighbors and your kids?
Yes.
But more importantly, get involved in the process. Registration is up until October 14th. You can
Yes.
register electronically. What do we, Yvette? VoteNJ.gov.
.gov.
VoteNJ.gov. Anybody can vote. Pull out that smartphone.
Yes.
Pull out that $1,200 iPhone and register to vote. Make sure you get all those students who are going to lose tag benefits probably.
Yes. Yes.
You will lose those tag benefits to finish school on time and
Yes.
some of your financial aid. Vote. Get involved on your campus. Montclair State, Keene University, William Patterson, Rutgers. Get involved in this process. The community colleges, because you have mostly workers at these community colleges, get involved in the process. So I can't lay it out any more than that, than get you involved. The election is November 4th. Your vote by mails already came to you last Saturday.
Yes.
So get those signed out, fill back, front and back, get those
Yes.
in. Registration up to the 14th. Early voting will start on October 25th.
Yes.
And the election day should be the finale and the celebration. So
Yes.
I'm Team Mikey all the way.
Yes.
I want to thank all you guys for being here with us today. Senate
Thank you.
President, Rick Scuteri, it's great to have you up. Senator Joe Lagana,
Yes.
Council President Mims, and Zone 6 CEO Justin Wembley. And to you guys out here, thank you so much. And really to Marion and Trinace, I appreciate your support always coming out. I'm glad you brought Miss Fran. I know she's a little shy, doesn't get out the house a lot. So listen, we're glad to have you. But more importantly, get folks involved.
Yes.
Shake it, rattle it,
Yes.
get them out there to get
Yes.
going. So listen, I'm Benji Wembley and Jonathan Faciccio, our owner of House of Experts.
Yes.
Tonight is our first night of volleyball for recreation.
Yeah.
So he's running recreation over at School 24. Get your kids involved in these programs
Yes.
also. But we appreciate John for opening his doors to us all the time. And listen, that's what community is about. Able to do things in non-traditional places for the best of everybody.
Yes.
So this is Barbershop Talk, episode 20. I am Senator Benji Wembley. And at the end of the day, I will always say, hope is here.
Yes.